All right, destroy it. Woo! He is a hollow spot sorcerer, storyteller. Storyteller Willow. Say that 5 times fast.
Hey, Will, why don't you stop messing up our plug removal tool? That the last one.
God, that is terrible. Look at that. Will, step on that again. No, you can hear it. What's up, everybody? Eric here. Thanks for tuning in for another video. I hope you're all having a great day. We're out here at another renovation behind us, and this video is going to be all about hollow spots, what they are, what they sound like, and how they can be detrimental to your pool surface. So let's stay tuned, and we'll show you all about them. All right, so we got Storyteller Will here. He's he's going to go ahead and start showing you how we find hollow spots during the renovations and what they sound like when you find one. So go ahead, Will.
So you can grab a hammer or something metal and kind of just drag it on the surface or tap on the surface. It's really obvious when you find a hollow. So it's pretty solid. That's hollow. That's very hollow.
Now go back to the solid one. So here the difference, that's a much more solid. There's definitely a void under this right here. All right, so now Will's going to show some hollow spots on the walls as well. Oof, look at that. That is a leaker. Yep, so there's water right there behind that surface there. So, JT, what are some reasons that you want to address the hollows and all that kind of stuff?
So the reason that these hollows are very, very important when doing a new surface on the pool is that obviously with this hole, I mean, you can see, I mean, I can get my finger in there. That's like an inch thick, okay? So putting a new surface on, obviously it's very heavy, and with the weight of the surface, if you try to apply it on there, obviously nothing's holding this on. So if you put your new surface on there, it's just gonna pull right off the wall. And then you're gonna have delamination happening prematurely, meaning within probably a year or so. So if you don't take care of it, it's a big deal because you're gonna have to drain this pool down and remodel it all over again.
So how do you take care of it?
So what we're gonna do, depending on how big of the procedure is or what exactly is going on with this project, but for this project, we have so many hollow spots around the whole perimeter of the pool, we're gonna have to remove the whole surface off the pool. So we get a really good bond. But if it's something that there's only like a couple of them, because you can't really, there's always gonna be some hollow spots, but you know, at a certain percentage, you really want to make sure that you remove it all. So this one, it needs to be removed. There's no questions asked. I mean, you can see the nodes. I mean, another thing to look for when you're doing this, if you look all over here, you got a node here, you got a node here, you got a node here. These are calcium drips. Normally that means there's water behind there and the calcium is getting pulled out from behind there. So that's another, obviously this is still dirty, but there is a lot of them around here. So everything just needs to be ripped off for this pool.
So the solution is we rip off all the stuff that's not adhering to anything to where we have solid concrete underneath, and then the new surface will be applied to that after we bond coat it.
Correct. Yeah, so just remove it all, get it really hard, nothing's falling, flaking, needs to be rough. You know, we don't know what's underneath here yet, you know. Sometimes they put it over fiberglass. This looks like it's an old Marsite surface underneath there. So if that surface underneath there is hard and we don't need to remove it, that's fine. But still, you want to check, depending on how many surfaces underneath there, you really want to keep going and checking, because if you're just going to go down the one surface, make sure that second surface is there. If you're going down to concrete, that means you've reached the pool shell, you're good. But there can still be hollows in concrete. We found, actually, one of the owners of our company's pool, the whole concrete was so soft and hollow that it was poured thin, and when we went to jackhammer it came all apart. So that's another thing. If it's so soft that you barely touch it and it falls apart, it needs to be removed and done correctly. Otherwise, nothing will stick to it and it will not work and it will fall. You will have premature issues in the future.
Now, with every pool having hollow spots, or at least we've come across anyways, what is the likelihood that you'd have to actually chip away all the surface underneath back to the shotcrete or whatever is behind the surfaces?
It really depends on, you know, the years and the age. You know, you don't want to get more than 3 surfaces on a pool, I recommend. You know, 3 max. That's it. You know, you're just getting too far, you get too many. I've seen 7 and 8, and of course delams start happening. You know, so try to get it back to the concrete if you can. if you see more, you know, I mean, most people know in Marshite, in the pool industry, Marshite is normally the first surface, you know, depending on the age of the house, your Marshite's always your first surface. And then that's when you would want to see what's going on. And then when you chip up the next one, you'll see how many layers it is. And we still always check, you know, we'll always bust out an area and see how deep it goes till we get the concrete. And you're good from there.
So I hope you guys learned a little bit about hollow spots. Stay tuned for more videos, like and subscribe, and we'll see you next video. Have a great day.